Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's your friend Beth. My name is Jared. That's Carl. And this is The Amazing Spider-Man number 9, Legacy 973. This is continuing the Joe Kelly story of Spider-Man and Hellgate. And the last issue left on a cliffhanger that Peter was going to die. And this one opens up with the flashback of Peter and Aunt May. See you later. Him and Aunt May in a department store, and like every kid ever going into the clothes. And upon this first page, I had realized, I didn't look here, but I realized it's Michael Dowling, and I don't know who he is. But it was kind of a jarring, like, it's not Ramita. And I was like, oh, he's probably working on his book with Mark Miller, that what's it called? Is it Psychic something? Psychic Sam, I think it is. And so this issue kind of picks up where, as it's been a couple of weeks since Peter almost died in a fight, and he's pretty beat up. So he basically retreated. J. Jonah Jameson says that Spider-Man's a coward, and he's just taking the subway, and he's just kind of carrying on with his regular life. And Norman kind of, I did appreciate this scene where, like, Norman's like, hey man, you got to get back out there. And he kind of touches his arm, and he's like, and he mentions, he's like, I've spoken with your aunt. And he's just like, whoa, like they do have that really dark history with one another. And he's like, don't bother me at work again. I was like, ooh, like there's a little hint to I think Norman's going to stay a good guy, but Peter's going to start thinking he has turned, and Peter's going to eventually turn on Norman. And Norman's going to just stay good for however long they can keep him good. And we get kind of these Aunt May with her new boyfriend, and he's kind of telling her about his niece and how she was on drugs, and everyone didn't want to believe it, and now she's gone. And so she kind of putting that idea that's going to happen to Peter and Aunt May. So and then we get some MJ stuff, and we get the new Venom, which I know a lot of people are unhappy with. I think it's interesting, and I'm interested in reading that book, which actually I think comes out this week or next week, of the first trade. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. But I really like that Peter's just like, screw both of you. Like, he doesn't like MJ or Venom. He's like, you're perfect for each other. And I was like, he ain't wrong, right? They got a lot of history, these three characters, and like, in my opinion, Peter has every right to be mad at both of them. And get more of this character, which, like, so far I don't care about him, but maybe I will later. But this issue kind of was just it kind of was just like seeing what, like, the world's like without Spider-Man. And it ends with him, like, basically everyone's telling him the reason. So the reason Mary Jane is here trying to talk to Peter is, like, everyone's trying to get him to go back out there and be Spider-Man. And so even Mary Jane is like, hey dude, like, you need to go out there, like, everyone's worried about you. And then this new kid superhero is getting his butt kicked. And then Spider-Man shows up and saves him. And he's kind of got, like, a new costume, I think. Like, I'm not sure. I feel like the outside web shooters is, I don't know if it's just this artist or what, but to me, this costume looks different in, like, the light. I don't know if it's just the artist or the lighting or what. But, like, I feel like this isn't a fabric, but more of, like, a harder, rubbery, kind of like a Batman-ish suit, like a movie Batman. And the exterior web shooters and this looks like some kind of lenses versus just like Spider-Man's regular. So I don't know. I think Spider-Man might have some new kind of armored suit to fight Hellgate, and I'm interested in that when it drops. And it doesn't drop on time because I get it in the mail. So who knows when I'll get 10. Like it took there was like a couple, Spider-Man comes out every 2 weeks, and I was like, I'm supposed to have a Spider-Man issue. What the heck? And I was about to message the subscription company and be like, hey, where's my Spider-Man? But then I got it in the mail, and then a few days later I got 9. So I don't know. Something happened. But I'm still really enjoying the series, and I'm happy I have a subscription to it, and looking forward to just reading this series and sharing it with my friends. So overall, I didn't really care for this issue. It did feel like a filler issue, but that's okay. To gives time for the creative team to breathe, and the story to to fill in some gaps with characters. So I'm fine with it. So overall, it was all right, but it wasn't that good. But I still liked it. So those are my thoughts. Thanks for watching. Peace.